All right, let's talk about turning usertesting.com into a serious source of extra cash. If you want to make that happen, you've got to master moderated tests. So, this explainer, it's your complete playbook for doing just that. Let's dive in.
Okay, here's how we're going to break it all down. We've got 5 sections. We'll start with the absolute basics, then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of booking your spot and getting ready, and we'll finish up by looking at how all this work pays off big time. This is the whole game plan, from A to Z.
So before we jump into any tactics, we need to get the lay of the land. Understanding what a moderated test actually is crucial, because how you prepare for one is totally different.
Here's the main difference, right here. An unmoderated test, well, that's kind of like a solo mission. You just follow a list of steps. But a moderated test, that's a live conversation. You're on a Zoom call, talking directly with a researcher, giving your feedback in real time. So think of it less like a test and more like a paid interview.
Okay, so you passed the screener and qualified for one of these awesome moderated tests. That's fantastic. But now comes the really important part, actually locking in your spot. The process itself is easy, but you've got to be quick.
So the whole process is super straightforward. Once you get through that screener, they'll shoot you a link to the researcher's calendar. You just hop in there, find a date and time that actually works for you, and click confirm. Boom, it's official. You'll see it pop right up on your user testing dashboard.
But what happens if you click that perfect time slot and bam, it says it's already taken? First off, don't panic. It happens all the time. These things are first come, first served. Usually, you can just go right back to the calendar and grab the next best time. You haven't lost the whole test, just that one specific slot.
Now, here is a pro tip that makes a huge, huge difference. When you see that calendar, try to book the earliest slot you can possibly make. And here's why that's so important. Sometimes clients get all the feedback they need from the first few sessions, and they'll cancel the later ones. So booking early doesn't just get you on the schedule, it helps make sure you actually get paid. All right, your test is officially booked. High five. Now, this is where the real work starts. This is what separates a good tester from a great one. The second you get that confirmation, it's time to roll out the post-booking game plan. Trust me, this little system is a total game changer. Immediately, right away, open whatever calendar you use. Could be Google Calendar, could be a notebook, doesn't matter. Create an event for the test, give it a really clear title so you know exactly what it is, and then, this is the secret sauce, add notes about the screener you just answered. We call these screener recall notes. So for instance, if the screener was about lawnmowers, you might jot down little things like talked about gas versus electric or mentioned I cut my grass once a week. Why do this? Because the test might be days or even a week away, and there's no way you're going to remember the little details that got you the gig in the first place. And let's be super clear about this. The goal here is not to invent answers or to create some kind of script for yourself. Not at all. It's all about making sure your real experiences are fresh in your mind. This way, you walk into that session ready to have an intelligent, detailed conversation, which is exactly what they're paying you for. It's game day. The test is today. You've got your notes all ready to go. Now it's just about running through a few final pre-flight checks to make sure everything goes off without a hitch. It's showtime. First things first, your tech. And seriously, don't leave this until the last minute. Way before the test starts, check your laptop, make sure your microphone sounds clear, and maybe check your lighting. It just looks so much more professional when you got this stuff sorted out ahead of time. Okay, next up, your environment. You've got to find a quiet place, somewhere you're not going to have dogs barking, kids running in, or roommates making noise in the background. A quiet, comfy space lets you focus 100% on the conversation and give your best feedback. And finally, you got to get your mind ready. A few minutes before you log on, just quickly review those screener recall notes. Maybe grab a coffee, take a few deep breaths, and just get into a relaxed conversational headspace. Remember, you're there to have a chat, not to take a final exam. And that brings us to maybe the most important part, your mindset. Look, the researchers don't want to talk to a robot. They want to talk to a real person. So just be yourself. Let your personality come through. Be energetic, get into the conversation. Your genuine thoughts are the gold they're looking for. So you did it. You followed the playbook, you prepped like a pro, and you absolutely nailed the session. So why does all this effort matter so much? What's the real payoff here? Well, the first thing you're going to see is this, a beautiful 5-star review from the client.
They're happy, you get paid, and your reputation on the platform just got a major boost. But trust me, it gets even better.
You see, that 5-star review isn't just a pat on the back. It kicks off this amazing positive feedback loop. The user testing algorithm sees that high rating and starts to favor you. That means more screeners get sent your way. More screeners mean better odds of qualifying for more tests. And the best part? Happy clients often invite you back for paid follow-up studies. One great test can literally snowball into a ton of new opportunities.
Look, at the end of the day, this isn't about being perfect. It's just about being prepared and being consistent. Take the bits and pieces of this process that work for you, apply them every single time, and you can really turn user testing into a reliable, consistent stream of extra cash.
So, the next time that confirmation email hits your inbox and you see that moderated test sitting there on your dashboard, there's really only one question left to ask yourself. Are you ready for showtime?